Hello travelers, Boardman21 here, and today, happy Thanksgiving, and we got our news for the new skill coming to the Rogue class in patch 8.4, and its name is Umber Blades. It's going to be a throwing dagger skill, so if you guessed throwing dagger, you were correct. And we're going to go ahead and go over it and some of the nodes that they're teasing and some of the different ways that you can play it, and it does have a lot of diversity and different ways to play it, and it's definitely going to be mechanically a much different skill than you're used to. Umber Blades is joining the ranks of a quick, spammable, low mana cost rogue skill and is aimed at fulfilling the fantasy of masterfully throwing daggers or swords at your enemies. It is a 3-step combo ability, a lot like dancing strikes. First, you'll throw 2 piercing blades at your enemies, next you throw 4 more, and finally on the 3rd step you recall all of the blades back to your hands, hitting enemies along the way. Umber Blades pairs perfectly with the rogue's high mobility and proper positioning as the key to success. That's what it looks like. It'll scale with the normal tags, physical, throwing attack, and dexterity, and it only costs 3 mana, which means just 1 ring should reduce the cost down to 0, so it could be a generator for you. As we continue to go down, you'll see that this is what it looks like. First you throw the 2 blades, then you throw 4, and then you call them all back and they damage enemies along the way. Kind of a cool play style, and it allows you to hit more than just one enemy, which already makes it good in my book. As we go down, there are some different ways to make it interact with the enemies, which are really powerful and look really cool. So first, you will have some conversions. You'll be able to convert it to cold. You'll also be able to convert bleed to poison chance. So you'll be able to do ailments with it. You'll be able to change the element of it from physical to cold. And maybe there'll be other conversions that you can do as well, but none of them were teased in this. Some of the other ones you can do is you can have it to where instead of recalling the blades to you, you can have them shoot out to all nearby enemies, which is pretty cool, but it makes it to where they don't pierce anymore. And then you can do backstab where recalled blades deal more damage, but when you throw the blades out, they do less damage. So different ways to build into how to do damage with it, depending on which way you like to play them. As we continue down, you can see here, this is where they throw the blades, and then after they've thrown the blades, they shoot out and hit nearby enemies instead of coming back to you. Again, completely different way to play it, depending on how you like to play it. If you want to line all the enemies up and have the blades come back to you so it kills the train behind you, it's going to have those options for you to dig into. Some more nodes we have. You now throw a 3rd time with Umber Blades, which now throws 5 blades before recalling the blades. So now you throw 2, then you throw 4, and then you throw 5, and then you call all of those back to you, which is huge. We have explosive blades where you actually just throw them on the ground, and then when enemies actually walk on them, they explode. That's right, you can actually play it as a trap build where you just throw them down and enemies come after you, which is really cool if you just continue to run through on maps. If you're just like speed running, you run past all the enemies and you're just constantly dropping them behind you and they're just dying as they walk over them. Could be a really speed-filled way of playing it, and I'm definitely going to give that one a try. Then we have a couple of more here where you can make it spin in place. This one has captured my eye. We basically have Warpath, multiple instances of Warpath without actually having to channel or be there. So this is pretty cool. I like this one. I feel like it's going to be OP. It does interact with shadows in some ways. We'll have to see exactly what all the nodes allow you to do. We'll have to see how expensive that you can make it so that you'd be able to spam it. Hopefully it won't get too expensive. You can definitely give it more damage modifiers. It looks like there's going to be a lot of ways to play it, but this way looks the most appetizing to me. I like the traps and I like the Warpath version of it. I think both of those are going to be the first way that I play it, and it does look appetizing. And then as we continue down, you can see that you can actually make these blade storms, that's what they're called, blade storms, actually home in towards nearby enemies. And you can make it to where whenever a shadow expires, they now leave behind an umbral blade, which I assume if you have shadows vanish, you can make them if you have blade storm spec. I'm assuming this is how it will work, that all of your shadows actually will make one of these when they disappear. So if you did synchronized strike and then you use the skill that made them disappear or just on their duration disappear, they'll just leave behind 4 of these. And then you could use this as a 0 costing skill and spam more of them. It seems like there's going to be some good ways to scale a lot of damage out of this. Obviously, you can get them to overlap so you can hit the same enemy multiple times. And just so you know, this hits enemies 3 times per second. The question is going to be how much base throwing damage are we going to get, how easy will it be to scale, and will it do enough damage in endgame for it to be good. We'll get to leech the damage because it is a throwing attack, so survivability should be just fine. You're going to be playing as a fast-moving character, so you should be good. And since this isn't a marksman so much as you can play it with blade dancers, it looks like they are here because you don't have a bow. This does mean that you'll be able to do one hand plus shield, which means you'll be able to wear say the shield Bastion of Honor, and have super good survivability. But we'll have to see how it plays out. Anyways, that's the news for this new skill. Which node is your favorite, and which way do you think that you're going to play it first? Traps, throwing, having it come back, having it shoot out towards nearby enemies, or having the Warpath version where it spins in place? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And as always, have a good day, have a good Thanksgiving, stay safe, and see you later.